guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I am Jessica. I'm so happy that you are here. I have so many things for today's video that I want to go through because we just went book shopping. I feel like I'm finally out of my reading slump and I have never been happier. I don't know what was going through me, but these last 4 months have been literally rough and I don't know why, but I thought it would be fun because I have a ton of books that are on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. And then I just did a massive book haul, bookstore buying. I feel like I can truly say like I'm now on like a book buying ban. Never have I ever, like, I've said it, but like truly meant it. Yeah, because we have so many books to get through, so many, I don't know, just so many hopeful things that I want to get through, so many goals I want to achieve, and I am heavily a mood reader, so the fastest I can read the books that I just bought, the better, because then they'll end up like on the bottom shelf, and I usually end up not really looking at those, which is bad. But anyways, this time I thought it would be fun to read only romance for the week, or however long I can go with just reading romance and see where we go, because I've been in a fantasy era, fantasy mood, romance, fantasy mixture, and so I kind of just need a break from like an 800-page book and thought nothing more than a quick little rom-com-y or just a nice romance book. And there's been a few that have recently come out by my favorite authors, and some that I've just been really excited to read about because I've heard nothing but good things from them. So the 3 books, and 3 is kind of, it's a goal for me because I do have other things that I need to do during the week. I have another job, so 3 is kind of a lot for me for the week, but I had them just in case. The 3 that I chose for just reading romance is Simply Wild by K.A. Tucker. I've literally heard nothing but good things about this author and just like her lineup of books, and so this is one of them that I thought I would really enjoy. And then the next one I got was from Lynn Painter. I love Lynn Painter. I read Mr. Wrong Number and absolutely like loved it. I think I literally read that in a whole day and I was just so giddy and I loved it, and so I thought that I would pick up her newest release, The Love Wager. Then the next one is another auto buy by Abby Jimenez, and it's yours truly. This is also a newer release, but I think out of the 3, I'm gonna start with The Love Wager because I just love her so much, and then I'm gonna go with The Simply Wild and then end with another author that I've already read. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. A brief intermission because something just came in the mail and I am literally so excited to show you guys what I got, because I have been filming actually on my phone for quite some time because I upgraded to the 14 Pro Max or something like that, and it's been doing really great, but there's just some like instances where it's just not the best, and so I was like, I just want to do something fun, something special, and something just to help me like be motivated to film more videos, be excited about them, and like have that quality that I'm really looking for. So I upgraded to a camera, and I'm literally so excited to show you guys what I got because low-key like could not have gotten anything better. What is it? I also haven't really updated my reading vlog because I want to film it more so on this, but I got the Canon EOS M6 Mark II, which is gonna be crazy. So I literally can't, I've been like waiting for this for like a good week or so and have it in my hands finally, I'm gonna be so happy. Jackie's what I get. Don't need any of that. Oh, nice. Okay, so Dookie. Are you so happy for mommy too? Okay, can you go now? Thank you. One thing about this camera is it doesn't have like a viewfinder, and so you have to attach this to it in order to see, which honestly I won't really be using, so I'm not like that sad about. We got our camera charger and dun da da da, the camera itself is beautiful. I ended up getting, they had an all black one or like a black silver, oh my goodness, a black silverish one. Isn't she literally beautiful? OMG. And one reason why I really liked it is because it's like my old camera that I used to use. I used to use like the G7X. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. It had the screen that goes up, which I really like. I don't know if I can get with the ones that go this way, so I had to find one that had the screen that went up, and this one does. And honestly, it feels so good in my hand. I'm literally so excited to film this. Now, the only thing that's different is that my G7X, I could just zoom here, but now I'm gonna have to actually like zoom here, which is gonna be interesting. So I ended up going with just the generic kit lens that it came with. I don't know how well this is gonna be, or if I'm gonna have to actually go and buy a different lens. So we shall see. Oh my goodness. This is so tiny. Let's go ahead and put it on. One thing about these is you have to be really careful because the sensor, you don't want any dust or like light to get in, so you just have to be really careful. Same with this side, you don't want it to do anything crazy. And that's what it looks like. OMG. I am literally screaming. Let's find the battery and let's see if it will turn on and we can see what it looks like. I'm surprised it didn't come like at least somewhat charged. This is so stinking cute. And it low-key, I thought it was gonna be kind of heavy, but it's actually extremely light and it looks so sleek. I'm so excited. So that is my little break from the reading vlog. I just wanted to show you how cute this was and like my new little setup, and I'll let you know like what I think of it throughout the days and all that. But yeah, I absolutely love it. But back to the reading vlog. Hey guys, okay, so it has been a while, and not a while, it's only been like a few days, but I finished The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, and I absolutely love this. This one was like definitely a must read for me because Lynn Painter, just her writing is just so good to me. I just love Lynn Painter. Her writing is just so easy to consume and you just get right into the storyline, and I love that. I didn't really film much because of that, because I was just like so invested into these characters. It was just a light, fun rom-com book. The Love Wager is actually about two people that met at a wedding, and she was the bartender, he was a guest, and they end up spending the night together, and she doesn't remember his name or like last name, and so that was like the it for her. Like, it was a done deal type thing. And so she ends up getting on a dating app and finding him there. And so she just messages him, very like silly, nothing too crazy, more so like friends and just having like that banter with him. And then they decide that it would be a fun idea to have a little love wager, a little bet, if you will, on who will find love first. And during that time of finding the one, going on dates, they end up having a little chemistry, and end up falling for each other. And just the way that this was written was so well. There was so many random points that I was not expecting, and I totally loved it. I kind of want to keep it a secret just because I didn't know much about this book other than it was a love wager, and like they would eat tacos after a bad date and just like have fun. But all like the rest of the book, you have no idea what else like pans out, and I love that. So I'm gonna keep it a secret for you guys so you can experience it as well. And I loved it, and it was just a very good book, especially after a big fantasy book. I just ate it up. I loved it. So then I picked up The Simple Wild literally right after I finished The Love Wager, because it was so stinking good, and I was like, I want to finish another book right now, and I want it to be so good. And I've heard nothing but great things about this one. It is about a woman in her like 20s or like late 20s, and she lives with her parents, and you kind of go through like this whole situation with her dad and her mom. They like split up when she was really young. Her mom remarried, and she's living with her parents, and she hasn't really heard from her birth father a whole lot, and they kind of like don't really like him because he basically chose Alaska and his job over the both of them, and so they're kind of a little bit bitter about that. And then they end up finding out that he has cancer, and that he doesn't really have a lot of days left to live. And so she finally decides to go out to Alaska to kind of amend that. And while she's there, she meets a boy, and she's now kind of like in the same situation as her mom, where she fell in love with an Alaskan boy, and she's a city girl, he is not. And they kind of just try to figure out where to go from there. And she's kind of just like in that same situation as her mom was when she was her age. So it's just like a fun little romance, small town. I absolutely love the vibes that this book is giving, and it's like a cozy small town. Something about small town romances, just they have me, and I love it. I will say though, I think this is at least I saw on TikTok that this is a slow burn. So coming from The Love Wager, which was like super fast paced, this one's a little bit more so slow for me as far as reading and the pace. I really enjoy it, but I'm around 140 pages in right now, and I'm kind of getting a little bored, not like really bored, but it's a little bit harder for me to like want to pick up and read this one. I will say the banter between literally all characters makes me so happy and like literally laugh. Like the way that she writes the characters and their banter, whether it's just friendly or not, I absolutely am loving it. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna try to finish this book right now, or as much as possible, because I really want to get on to the next book that I want to read, and that is yours truly. I want to finish this one so stinking bad. So that is my goal, is to try to finish this so we can get to this. So I still am loving it. I kind of feel like I'm like rambling, oh my goodness. Okay, but anyways, last thought, I kind of feel like this is kind of how Love in Other Words is. Not like the same like writing or whatever, but in the way I felt with reading it was like the first part was so good. It was like kind of like fast pace-ish, and then you have a big chunk of like kind of getting into that small town world and developing those characters after kind of developing the base premise already. I feel like that's kind of where I am, and this is just kind of starting to develop that story, and then we'll probably get into like the good stuff a little bit later on. So that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, anyways, let's go read this one, drink our matcha, because our matcha is waiting for us. It is looking good, and enjoy our little afternoon. It looks like it may rain, so it is literally perfect weather to read. So let's get cracking. I've been watching Love Island. Don't let me say that ever again. small little update. I've only really read a few pages. That sounds so bad. I've read like 20 pages, 40 pages, almost, no, probably like 50 pages. And I'm on like page 200. And I really don't know if I want to DNF this, or not like really DNF it, but just like maybe not read it right now. I'm just like really struggling to dive in, I guess I should say. Like, the main thing that's going on is, I mean, it's really slow. Like, there's nothing in Alaska where she is, where her dad is, where she's trying to rekindle her relationship with her dad, and it is a very huge slow burn, like massive slow burn. So right now it's like she is currently just like starting a website for her dad's business, and that is like the biggest thing going on. Like, there's nothing going on really with her dad. Her dad flies a lot. Her dad is like at work, obviously, and they have had like a few interactions, and that's it. And then the love interest, Jonah, there's not much there other than like they're kind of like frenemies, or like enemies-ish. Like, he doesn't really like her at all, and she's like, why are you being a jerk? Like, that's honestly like all that's really going on. Like, they finally agreed to like help each other work on the website, but that is like it. And we're still getting like some information from other people. It's just, I'm not feeling it for some reason. Like, it's so hard for me. I don't know why. I don't know if I should just pause and read the next book that I've wanted to read for this week, or like what, or like read something on my Kindle. I do know this is on Kindle Unlimited. I believe it's this one. So maybe I'll pick it up on my Kindle and try to read on there, because sometimes reading on the Kindle just, it hits different. Like, if you know, you know, it hits different. So I might do that just to see if it will help. But like, I don't see it going anywhere at all. And I love the writing. I still really enjoy the writing. It's just like the action is so slow. And I want it to be a little bit better. I will actually, before I completely decide to not like DNF it, I don't want to DNF it. I do want to finish it to see like what happens later on. But part of me wants to just go on TikTok real quick and see if I can like visualize the ending, see what I can get from like other people, their thoughts, if I really need to hold out and just like read it, because I am halfway there. I only have 200 more pages to go, but the other 100 pages have been kind of rough, so I don't know. Let me go on TikTok and see if we can find anything crazy, or you know, anything that will get me motivated to finish it. This is like literally perfect. That's what I needed. There's a wild series, because this is called The Simple Wild, and there's 3 other books. What the heck? I had no idea. I just watched a TikTok and it gave away the ending, so that's one reason I hate TikTok for. It's like, you'll be watching and it's so harmless, and then all of a sudden you know what happens. This is so hard. Okay, so I've seen a few aesthetically pleasing ones and I love it. I've seen spoilers and I'm not so happy I found out, because then it's like, well, what's the point of reading on if I already know what happens? So I don't know, it's just like the vibes it gives it so cozy. I love it. It's just like literally simple. It is just so simple and I love that. But like, I want some drama. Is that bad? Like, I want some drama. My life is simple enough. Like, I need the drama. So I think right now, I think I'm gonna just put this, hold on with me. I'm gonna put this down. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying ever, never, ever again. Because I think I just have to, okay, I figured it out. This book, you just have to be in the mood for. If that makes sense. Like, you have to go in knowing it's a slow burn and that it's just like super simple, super cute and slow burn. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start reading the Abby Jimenez book, and I am gonna start that one instead, and then maybe at the end finish this, but maybe we'll see. I'll get back to you on that one, but let's go ahead and start the other book because low-key I'm just so sad because I've heard so many good things, but I can't right now. I need something fast-paced. I want drama. So let's go see if the Abby Jimenez book will cater to that. Pages into this book, and boy, there is like so many things happening that I need to fill you in on because wow, wowzers. Okay, so first off we have Brianna and Jacob. They're both doctors and they end up working at the same ER facility, and we kind of just get like their background information, what's going on in their life, literally all the drama. And we find out that both of them are single. Brianna is going through like a divorce and it's getting finalized soon. And crazy, the craziest thing, okay, on Jacob's side, he was in a long-term relationship with this girl Amy, and we find out that they broke up, and the reason is because Amy is getting married to his brother. Isn't that wild? Literally the drama, the tea. It's just crazy. So they're both single, they both work at the ER center, and they kind of have like a bad start to like getting to know each other. Jacob ends up kind of like, Jacob deals with very severe anxieties, so he doesn't have a good first day on the job, and everyone kind of like doesn't really like him because of that, and he's very reserved. And he ends up writing a letter to Brianna to like apologize, like kind of state his reason for like the actions that have happened so far, and thanking her for trying to like welcome him in a way, kind of that sort of thing. And so that kind of start their little writing letters back and forth to each other, and it's so cute so far. But yeah, that is kind of like where I am. He also, or Brianna also has a brother. We find out that is on dialysis. He has like some sort of condition. I don't know if he has, I'm pretty sure he has kidney failure, I think, but he is on the list to get a new kidney, but no one has been a match. And so just very randomly, Jacob decides that he wants to put in, even though he's had a really bad first week or so, he wants to put in to see if he's a match, because his mom also had a kidney donor, and it was her best friend, his mom's best friend that did that, and he kind of just wants to pay it forward for someone else. And so we're finding out in the process if he is a match or not. And so that is currently where I am. I will say, like, I'm only 100 pages in. I don't know if I said that already, but I'm only 100 pages in. And the like mood of this book was so heavy and like so sad. After reading a happy book, I was like, man, what did I get myself into? Like, just the overall vibe was so sad. But now that like they're writing letters to each other, it's lightened up. It's a little bit more like fun and more rom-com-y. Other than that, yeah, it was just a ton of stuff that goes on in the very first part, and you just see how Jacob also deals with his anxiety. And there's like so many like instances where I'm like, man, I feel that, like, you literally know where he's like coming from and everything. And so I really appreciate her writing on that aspect. Also, just like one thing I love about her writing, I think I've said it before, I don't know if it was like in the intro, but I will say it again because this is a reason why I love Abby Jimenez, is because it's not just a fun rom-com and like something that like would never ever happen, or whatever the case may be with some rom-coms. She dives into like each character, their issues, the things that they're dealing around the love interest and like everything, and we get both sides, what they're dealing with, and it just creates like a more bond with each character that she writes. And so that is like one reason why I absolutely love this, and it just feels more real in that sense, even though there are like some instances where it's like, yeah, it's a rom-com, but it just, I don't know, it just adds that like little extra that you need, and I just love it so far. So my goal for today is actually to get to page 300, so that's like 200 pages. So let's get reading because I want to finish this by tomorrow. So that is my goal. So Abby Jimenez, like her writing, it's just like, I just love it so much because I'm literally not that far 120 pages in, right? And we just found out that her brother has a match, and I literally just like want to cry. Like, that's like, I don't know, maybe it's just like the circumstance, like finding out that you do have a donor, like that would just be so emotional. But just the character not development, but just how her brother is, and like how like depressed he is, and like just seeing his reaction to getting a donor and getting that information, like it makes me want to cry so bad. But yeah, I don't know, I like how she writes. It makes you just very invested and you feel all the feelings. I'm getting so frustrated. Okay, a little update because a lot went on since the last time I saw you. So I also didn't know, but it's like a fake dating trope. I honestly thought they were just gonna start dating, but it turned out to be fake dating. But there's just so much miscommunication, And I don't know, I feel like they were really good friends, and they had such good communication with that I feel like the miscommunication part should not be happening. And I mean, I kind of understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, y'all are doctors and you guys are how old? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But let's continue. Another thing is, Brianna's really making me so mad because she keeps on doing things because she likes him, obviously. And then she's so mean to him in the sense that she like doesn't want to like profess her feelings or feel like she's the only one that is feeling a certain way. So she'll like kiss him and be like, oh my goodness, I regret that so much, like right in front of his face. How rude. I don't know how this boy's recovering. That's all I'm saying. It's like, if someone did that to me, I'd be dead. Okay, not really, but you know. Yeah, okay, so the first sentence in the next chapter after all of that, it says, I was whiplashed. I felt like I'd been in an emotional car wreck and I'd been ejected. What happened between us? Like, he literally feels that, like, she's just she's flip-flopping so much, and it's just creating so much chaos, and like, we literally don't have that much left. Like, just tell each other. That's just how I feel. Okay, I'm gonna go speed read because I only have like literally like 40 pages left. So let me go speed read and tell you how I feel about this book. Y'all, I finally finished Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and I got some stuff to say about this book, and then I'll go over all the ratings for the other books that I read in this little video. So first off, love Abby Jimenez. She is just a really good writer in that I feel like I'm there with the characters and just like vibing with them, you know, that sort of thing. But one thing I really liked is I felt this was a totally different romance than a lot of other books. Usually, like, when you think of anxiety or like when a book has that representation in it, it's usually the girl that has the anxiety or whatever kind of representation is usually in the female, and then you have like the hero guy and he's doing all these like sweet things, and you just like fall in love with the guy on how like they treat the woman with whatever representation that is in the book. And this one was flip-flop. So he was the one that had very severe anxiety and was like trying to, you know, go about that, and it really showed us like how life can be like, and you just get into their head and how like they feel in certain situations and how like relationships and stuff go, and like their anxieties around that and how people may misjudge them because of that. And so it was just really interesting to see it in him as far as like that representation goes. So then she ends up kind of being that hero, that kind of person that does all the cute little things to make him feel safe. And so I really enjoyed that, and he also makes her feel safe because she's also going through, you know, certain things that have made her not trust men or just a relationship in general. And so he does that as well, and the ending was like my favorite part. I always love the way she ends books. Like, it's just like the best ever, and I absolutely love that. And I really don't want to spoil anything, but that's how I feel about that. I absolutely loved it. I will say there was like parts, I feel like after 200-ish pages to like 300, I kind of was just like skimming. I don't know why, I just wasn't all that like into it for some reason. I don't know if it's because like I'm excited for other books to read since I'm like starting to get towards like the end of it, but or maybe I'm just like in a slump and nothing's like really like catching my eye. But then like the last like 100 pages like flew like that, and so it was just like a small little part that got me, and I just had to, you know, keep trucking through. But it was such a cute little book. I would definitely recommend. So let me go grab the other books and tell you what I would rate these. Okay, so at the start of the book we had The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, and this was like literally what I needed after reading the second book in the Agatar series, and I just wanted to finish a quick book and something that was also fun and enjoyable, and this was it. This helped me, you know, get back in the groove, made me feel like I could finish a book in a day, and I was just so thrilled. Now the contents of this book, it was very good. I loved the idea of this book. It was just very rom-com-y, and I absolutely ate it up. I would probably rate this a 3.5. I loved Mr. Wrong Number a little bit more, but I think it's just because it's like a trope that I like in Mr. Wrong Number, and this trope is like an okay one for me. It's not like my favorite one, so I don't know, it's just not like I said, it's not my favorite one. I'm sorry. But I still enjoyed it so much, so that is why I'm giving it a 3.5, and I love her. I would recommend her like literally to anybody. And she also has adult books, which this one is an adult one, and she also writes young adult, and so I've heard those ones are amazing as well. Then we decided to go ahead and read The Simple Wild, and I did not unfortunately finish this one. I'm at 200 of 388, so I still got a little bit to go. But I think this one I definitely have to be in the mood for. The first like 200 pages, I really love. The vibe that it gives is just so cozy, and like I feel like it could be a good comfort book as well. And there's nothing like too crazy going on. It's just very mellow. You're still learning about the characters. Apparently this is also a series, and I had no idea. So there's that. And upon finding out the series, I figured out what happened in this book, so there's that also. So I'm kind of sad that I figured out what happened without like reading, but I mean obviously it's a romance book, but I just thought something else happened, and now I know what really happens. So there's that. But I feel like this would be a 3.5 for me as well. As far as reading and comfort, I definitely would have to be in the mood. It's a slow burn, like I've mentioned, and maybe like a fallish type book instead of a summer spring. So I may go back to this one during that time and reread it. I don't want to say I DNF'd it, because it's not like I will never go back to it ever again. It's just wrong person, wrong time, you know. So that's how I feel about that one. And then we have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Y'all saw what I felt about this book. I loved it. I would definitely recommend, and I would probably give this one a solid 3.5 as well. Part of Your World, I love that one so much, and I gave that one a 4 stars. So I mean, something about that one, and the tropes are different in that one as well. The tropes are different in this one, and I think it's just the tropes in this one. I don't know if I'm a fake dating fan. I think that's just what I've come across, maybe, that is just not my drive. And then same with like miscommunication. I don't think miscommunication is my thing either, but at the same time I understand miscommunication, because I'm also the person that like wouldn't speak up. But still, in books it just makes me mad. Don't ask questions. But yeah, a 3.5 for that one. And that is all that I read in this little weekly reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in another video. Yeah, okay, see you guys later. See you in the next one. Bye.